You're seeing it right here. AI's Ridable Robot Unicorn. Hello and welcome to another edition of Shine 365, where our job is to help you lead a better life. Today we'll explore something really out there, an AI rideable robot unicorn for kids. Can these type of AI robots help us in the future? Let's find out. The first article we'll review is from Engadget, entitled "A Chinese EV Startup Wants to Build a Rideable Robot Unicorn for Kids" by John Fingus. Never mind buying a robot dog for your kids, you might just get them a mythical creature instead. Why not get them a robot unicorn to ride? The company XPENG, which is making the unicorn robot, it will take advantage of their experience with autonomous driving and other AI tasks to navigate multiple terrain types, recognize objects, and provide emotional interaction. This robot can do a lot. Not only can your child ride this robot, but they can interact with it almost like a dog or a pet. The company is shy on most other details, although the design looks and trots like a cuter, more friendly, kid-friendly that is, Boston Robotics Spot. And if you haven't seen the Boston Robotics robot, it is pretty amazing what it can do, but it does not look kid-friendly. As you can see from this video, it's kind of intimidating. The unicorn robot, on the other hand, is more kid-friendly, and it looks like something out of a cartoon. This robot unicorn is just about as mythical as the real thing, too. XPENG hasn't even revealed when it expects to deliver, let alone the pricing. It might not cost as much as a $75,000 Spot robot, but we'd expect something this sophisticated to cost more like maybe $2,900. To some point, profit is beside the point. The whole idea is to move robotics into taking advantage of companies' existing technology. Think of this as a first step. What XPENG learns from its unicorn robot could lead to more sophisticated and hopefully adult-oriented robots that you're more likely to buy. I myself bought one of these, a robot vacuum cleaner, and I use it all the time. It makes a mundane task of vacuuming much funner. I can control it like a remote-controlled helicopter or remote-controlled car on my phone, and it vacuums the house for me. Or I can set it on autopilot and just let it do its thing. It's very helpful. While AI and robots can do some amazing things, how does this type of technology affect us as human beings? In this next review from Mind Matters, we'll go over an article by Stephen Berger, and he goes on to say, would anyone mind AI doing a job that few people want to do, like perhaps vacuuming? Or when a bomb squad uses a robot to dismantle a bomb because something might happen, the robot could get blown up. But we'd rather have, of course, a robot blow up than a human. The question is, how will we adapt artificial intelligence into our lifestyle? And to do that, we must remember the golden rule. And how does the golden rule apply to developers of artificial intelligence, or AI? For instance, if a business owner develops an AI-enabled system capable of driving his truck, that means the other person, the truck driver, who the owner used to employ, he no longer leads him. So if the owner believed in following the golden rule, how should he treat his driver who he doesn't need anymore? Let's assume the driver has worked for the company for 40 years but is not yet ready to retire. A number of answers are possible. Some companies have bridged long-term employees to retirement, so the owner might opt to do that for his driver. And some companies have given generous severance packages with various re-employment services, so it may be time for that driver to find a different job, although that can be difficult if that's been your career for decades. Most would agree that an owner who believed in the golden rule would take some type of action that would soften the impact of bringing in AI and replacing that worker. About the only wrong answer would be keeping all the profit enabled by the use of the AI and letting the long-time employees suffer the full impact of being let go and replaced. This means that we must be mindful of how AI is introduced and what jobs it replaces, especially initially. The problem is that AI is developed using other golden rules as well. And that rule is he who has the gold rules. And AI is developed in a competitive environment with other AI developers. The most appealing business cases will be the ones that get funded. These business cases are seldom kept secret, and other innovators will see the opportunity and develop competitive solutions. The whole idea is we have to watch out for each other. If one of us gets elevated through artificial intelligence, let's bring other people up with us. Let's not use artificial intelligence to crush other people, but to help other people. Does the golden rule apply to AI? The conclusion, it does. However, the application of the golden rule is complicated because it is distributed. Instead of having two people, there are many people involved in developing AI-enabled systems. Further, those people play different roles and have different perspectives. But ethically, they all have some responsibility and a function in seeing that the end artificial intelligence-enabled systems are introduced in ways that mitigate any harm, transient or permanent, that they produce. So yeah, an artificial intelligence unicorn robot that kids can ride on is amazing. Robots that can do our jobs, amazing as well. The fact that I use this robot to vacuum my house, fantastic, saves me lots of time. But we must remember that as we move forward with these things, we have an ethical and moral responsibility to make sure that no one is harmed in the process. I hope this podcast piqued your interest. I hope you learned a few things. Please give it a thumbs up if it did. Please leave your comments. We always look forward to reading them. And as always, we'll see you next time on Shine 365.